Hey everyone, this is Laura Godenick with Laura Godenick Astrology, and I'm here to give you the astrology for the weeks of September 18th through October 1st, 2023. Before I get started, I'd just like to remind you to like, subscribe, comment, helps the channel to grow, and I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so sorry this video is a day late getting out, probably very much so due to this first transit we have today. On Tuesday the 19th, the sun opposes Neptune. So the sun is our energy, it's our vitality, it's our chi, it's our conscious awareness. And Neptune is a planet about dreams, our hopes and wishes, our longings. It rules over grief, emotion, dreams, visions, ideals. And with an opposition, some of the more negative components of Neptune can often emerge. So with sun opposite Neptune, we can feel very tired, very just like we need to rest, not be part of daily life or of the mundane world. Neptune is very much so a planet that asks us to escape in some way. And there are healthy ways to escape, right? Like reading books, fantasy novels, movies, getting in a flow state, whatever that is for you, dance, music, meditation, golf, sci-fi, all sorts of hobbies, right? And those can be healthy ways to escape or leave this world, so to speak. And then there are unhealthy ways to escape, right? Like addictions, and drug abuse or drug use or overuse, whatever you'd like, however you'd like to frame that. Wanting to lie in bed all day, which, maybe that could be healthy for you, depends on you and your body, your system. So yeah, it's just a good day, good time to rest, to let go of any sort of expectations for yourself around productivity, around getting things done, around functioning normally in daily life. It could also be a time where you find out something disappointing or discouraging, or you might be disillusioned by something. So there might be a sense of loss. So it's a good time to sit with yourself if that is coming up for you. Turn towards emotions of grief or sadness if loss is what's present. And, sometimes these transits really manifest very literally. So Neptune, god of the seas, sometimes water issues can come up when there are hard aspects to Neptune. So like literally like flooding, or maybe like a water system in your home is malfunctioning or something like that. So it can also be quite literal in the manifestation. But yeah, sun opposite Neptune, sometimes it's not the easiest transit. So my recommendation would be to work with the energy and let yourself rest or do less. Feel the feels, lean into the emotions, turn towards any emotional experience coming up rather than away if you can, if it feels safe to. And this transit doesn't last very long, but you might have felt it for the last couple of days. Then on Wednesday the 20th, the sun makes a trine to Pluto, which is helpful and kind of helps us maybe get out of the blues if that's what we've been feeling. It can be very sobering and bring clarity. So sometimes Neptune, sun opposite Neptune, can bring confusion or fogginess or deception, whether it's like self-deception or feeling like things aren't quite clear with another person. And sun trine Pluto brings this sobering clarity quality of like, oh, this is what's going on. I get a real sense of the situation and the real consequences, and knowing what the consequences of a situation are. So sun trine Pluto, there's a sense of power, knowing what you need or want, which can, help you move out of the fog and towards something more stabilizing. Things could feel a little bit more intense or real. Once again, that idea of like, oh, I understand the kind of weight or reality or consequences of a situation or scenario. Also a good day to like journal or get in touch with kind of your psyche, your mind, what you truly need or want. Pluto's a really good planet for getting to the bottom of things. Okay, then on Saturday the 23rd, the sun heads into Libra. So we're starting a new season. And Libra is cardinal air, meaning it's the beginning of a season, so the beginning of fall. And then air signs are all about communication, relationships, bridge building, connection. So that we'll be starting a new focus in that sense when the sun enters Libra. And then also, whatever part of your chart this is, wherever you have Libra on the cusp, like whatever house where you have Libra on the cusp, those house topics will start to be emphasized even more. I mean, we already have Mars in Libra, so this part of the chart's already been activated, but the sun coming in brings more light or awareness to these topics as well. And you might have the instinct or urge to start something new in this area of life because of that cardinal quality, that beginning of a season. Cardinal signs are known for being leaders, for wanting to initiate or start something or begin. So you might also get that sense with the house topics where you have Libra on the cusp. Libra is also a Venus-ruled sign. And so we have to look at what's happening with Venus, which I'll talk about a little bit later because Venus is making an important aspect later in the following week. But this being a Venus-ruled sign, Venus is a planet about love, beauty, relationships, pleasure, joy, all things that are beautiful, sensual. And so, thinking about those themes and those qualities coming into more focus with the sun entering Libra, what needs beautifying, what needs rebalancing in terms of how much you are giving over to pleasure or beauty, what needs more relational skill in the give and take of relationships. Libra is very concerned with equality and fairness, especially in the give and take in relationships. So these might be themes to reflect on. Okay, and then on Monday the 25th, Mercury in Virgo makes a lovely trine to Jupiter in Taurus. So Mercury is the planet of the mind, how we think, communicate, things like commerce and local travel. And Jupiter is a planet about peace, abundance, goodwill, opportunity, what our belief system is. So this might bring a piece of good news or a positive message, or you might even just be in a more positive state of mind. You might have an uplifting conversation. There might be some grace or forgiveness given or received. And you might have some new ideas and some confidence to go after something. But this isn't new territory. Mercury made this similar trine to Jupiter a couple of weeks ago. So thinking back to the early part of September, what opportunities have come your way that maybe it hasn't quite been the right time to take a step towards them. It's been like there's been a seed planted or something has hinted at being really good, but it hasn't quite been solidified. This might be a moment to take the next step. Okay, and there might also be opportunities related to mercurial things. So mercurial things are transit, like, upgrading your bike or upgrading your car or how you get around. Technology, computer, phone, communication systems, if you're into writing or marketing or networking. And then just your own general style of communication. How do you communicate? How can you communicate better? What have you been learning about communication and what your needs are in communication, etc. So, okay. And then on Friday the 29th, we have a full moon eclipse in Aries. So we're heading into eclipse season. Eclipse season is kind of intense. There can be a lot of movement, energy, things are changing. Eclipses signify major endings and major beginnings. So looking at the part of your chart that contains Aries and Libra, these houses will start to be impacted. And we had an eclipse in Aries back in April, I believe. So this isn't necessarily new. for Aries, this part of your chart that contains Aries, but it's a continuation. So thinking about what is needing to be changed, what are you being drawn towards, what are you wanting to move towards in that house, in your Aries house. So we have to also look at Venus making the square to Uranus on this day. And that's important because, the sun's in Libra, a Venus-ruled sign. The moon is in Aries, a Mars-ruled sign. So that's where the full moon comes from, because these are opposite signs. When the luminaries, sun and moon, are in opposite signs, that's when we get full moons. So Venus is making a square to Uranus on this day as well, which will help carry the signature. So Venus square Uranus, this energy will be part of the eclipse. It will be part of the change occurring in the Aries part of your chart. So this is the third and final time that Venus is making the square to Uranus. So we're wrapping up something, we're integrating. Think back to July 1st to 2nd, what was going on then with regards to your relationships and your relationship to beauty and pleasure and fun, and maybe your own personal sense of style and how you express yourself. Then think back to August 10th to 12th. What was going on then in the story of Venus? And particularly themes around freedom might come up, freedom of expression, freedom in sex and sexuality, freedom in relationships, and in love. And Uranus asks us, how can we do this differently? What has been stuck that needs freeing? How can we do things more authentically, more true to you? So this might be a time where there's some real breakthroughs going on in the areas of love, relationship, pleasure, beauty, values, needs, and fun, and how you have fun personal to you. So really Friday the 29th, really important day, a lot happening with the eclipse and Venus square Uranus. Rest, take it easy, but also follow your heart with, I always want to kind of emphasize listening to the wisdom of your body and of your heart and your soul and whatever it is you feel like you need to do. Unless it's like harming self or others, then that's another story. But okay, Saturday the 30th, Mercury makes a trine to Uranus. So Mercury, planet of the mind, communication, local travel. Uranus, once again, freedom, breakthroughs, change, unexpected changes at times. So there might be some breakthroughs that come pretty easily in communication patterns, in your thinking patterns. You might have some new thoughts, some new ideas, some new ways that you want to process something, whether that be like mentally process something or like physically, like what are your processes in daily life, your routines, your rhythms, what do those look like, and do you need to change it up? You might have some enlightening conversations, so getting or receiving ideas from others, either about you or something else, and something supportive might come out of the blue, something supportive or helpful or useful. Also think back to around August 23rd, what was happening around this time. This was when Mercury was stationing retrograde about 2 degrees away from a trine to Uranus. So there was almost a trine to Uranus, not quite, but still in the realm. So whatever was happening around August 23rd, themes from that time frame might be reemerging for either the next step in whatever is going on or whatever was going on around that time, or integrating whatever was going on around that time. Okay, that is the astrology for the next couple weeks. There's some big stuff happening, some really exciting stuff happening. Please take care. And if you're interested in an astrology reading to understand how these transits are impacting you more personally, I'm available. Please reach out. Otherwise, I will be back in the next couple weeks with another astrological update. Okay, bye.